Hello, 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 hello. This is Kimberly Howell, and I am sitting in on the real level up for Miss Angee from the B. Did I say it like her? I hope I said it like her. I'm gonna try to make her proud. And today I have somebody who is a devoted husband, father, author, elder, and he played for the great Eddie Robinson at Grambling State University. Sitting in with me today is Mr. Adrian Consonery Sr. Welcome, 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 Mr. Consonery.
Thank you. Thank you for having me, Miss Howell.
I am glad to have my Sunday shared with you. I can't wait till we get started on the subject because I was being a little nosy today. So I can't wait to hear what you have to say concerning your book. I first want to ask you, how has your Sunday been so far?
Wow. Well, going to church and everything and stuff is always great because it's the fellowship that really kind of gets you started, and church, I believe, is where you go to give, not where you go to get. And as you're emptying yourself, God fills you up, and then you're ready for another bout with the world, So my concept of church is really about giving, and where I go to church at Bridgepoint in Marietta, everybody gives. It's really, we've been family for years. I mean, when they come in there one Sunday and then the next Sunday, they're family, So that's how we treat each other, and it's great.
I always know it's a great church with a great foundation when you find yourself through the week where you can't wait till Sunday rolls around so you can go to church and see your church family.
Yes, absolutely. Because we have some people that just, they know how to love you, and they know how to meet where you are and to help you to get where you want to be, and I've been a part of that for over 20 years, and I'm just looking that that's right now, that's the destination that God has me at. So,
and you can also see it because it like oozes out of your skin through the week. People can see it. You don't even have to say anything. They can just see it on you.
Yeah. You see that when like people want to be around you, and they're like, I want to know what you know. Let's talk, or let me call you and talk to you for a few minutes. And my time is not my time; it's God's time. So if God sets it up to where I'm spending an hour, 2 hours talking to someone, it's for a reason. I don't try to say, I don't have this much time. No, I just say, okay, God, I'm here. You go to work, and I'm gonna use me whatever way you need to use me, and I'm gonna do what I need to do.
Now, when you and I were talking backstage earlier, when you were talking about some of the things that Mr. Robinson gave you while playing with him, do you think that that's one of the traits that he gave you before you actually found your church and started raising your family and everything?
Well, I had a strong family background. But my family background was more about discipline.
Right.
And recognizing, hey, you got a mom and dad there, and when what they say goes, what I'm saying. So at each stage of my life, I've noticed different points where God says, okay, now you have this part. Now let's move on to this part, because going to Grambling, I'm gonna have to say that was the best experience I've ever had, because it was young adults. I'm just getting out the house. I'm just trying to figure things out, and I have experienced love from Grambling State that is mind-boggling. Because their motto is where everybody is somebody, and that's the way I felt. I mean, that's the way all of us felt going to Grambling. The ones that I spoke with, and I'm gonna tell you, it's just, there's no comparison to what I experienced at Grambling.
Now I read somewhere that you are from Virginia and Louisiana. How does that happen?
Well, my dad was in the military. He was in the Navy for over 26 years. And when I was born, I was actually born in Brunswick, Georgia. And when I was 1, we moved up to Virginia, where he was stationed in Norfolk. And so I spent about 11 to 12 years in Virginia Beach. And when he retired, he moved to Louisiana. Now, that wasn't my choice. I love me some Virginia. I can tell you that much. I love Virginia Beach and just the Navy life and the beach life and all of that stuff. I loved it. But when we moved to Louisiana, it was a change that I had to make and I had to grow into. Mm-hmm. And, it was tough at first, but when I got into Grambling, I went to Assumption High School and I graduated from Assumption High School, and that's in Napoleonville, Louisiana. And I learned a lot there, mm-hmm. but everything really galvanized at Grambling. It just galvanized my confidence, my understanding of knowledge, my understanding of who I really was at that time, mm-hmm. and I grew from there.
Was it somewhere in your heart you didn't want to go to Norfolk State? You didn't want to go back to the green and gold.
Well, I was already in Louisiana, so and Grambling wasn't my first choice, mm-hmm. but it's kind of, I tell people that God is the one that sent me to Grambling. Mm. So there wasn't like Grambling's my first choice, Grambling's my second choice. It was actually my third choice. Uh-huh. And when I went there, it was like everything just opened up for me, and I don't care how you look at it. It was every need or position or whatever, wherever I was, mm-hmm. everything was met there. So to sum it up, God is the one that actually sent me to Grambling, and I'm more than grateful that He did. Yeah.
Now, is that where we met Mrs. Consonery?
No, we did not meet Mrs. Consonery there. I met Mrs. Consonery back in Napoleonville uh-huh. When I came home from school, and our story is definitely a God story, because I remember praying on a Wednesday and met her that weekend.
You remember the day you said the prayer?
Well, I would just remember the day. Yeah, I prayed on a Wednesday, and I met her that weekend, and we went out on a date, and that was one of the best dates I've ever been on. And we talked. We walked around. We walked around Nichols campus, mm-hmm. and we went to Pizza Hut first, and then we went on and drove all the way from Donaldsonville to Thibodaux, and we just walked around Nichols State campus talking, and that was it,
So did you know that day that this is the one?
She said she did. I was still trying to figure out who is this girl, because I was actually supposed to meet her 7 years before I met her. That's why I knew. Yes, her best friend was my little sister at Grambling. Uh-huh. My best friend was her next door neighbor. Back in Napoleonville.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so it is a very interesting story. Yeah.
You know what? We have to have you back on here in February.
Yeah, okay.
With Mrs. Consonery to tell
Yeah,
the story.
oh, yeah. Oh, she'll love that. She'll love that. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So we get ready to go to break shortly.
Okay.
But when we come back, I want to get into this book of yours. I've been thinking about it all day long. Okay. All right. Come on, Angee, with this first break now. Come on now.
Up on a Sunday, feeling some way about what I did last Monday, and I'm wondering, does the content I'ma pass whole weight, cause I really don't know. Think about the actions that are captioned in the back of my mind, and I keep asking, Lord, let it come past me with a passion. Feels like the whole world looking at me laughing. When I look at your life, what you think I see? Big house, nice car with a 3-piece, suit on with a button down Gucci, and we so clean with the cufflinks. Fast forward, you a boss on the job, drive away up north, making things look good for the white collar boys, but they don't know that you did time way before. For some 25 years, lockdown, closed doors, what you making out of situation? Give your life to the Lord, new rocky pace. situation. Moved on, never got complacent. But there's another young man, jail time facing, and he thinks that he can't make it. But you can help him out with a little conversation. Tell him calm down, be patient. Cause you know you got a story with the same pages, yeah. Cause sometimes I just wanna wake up and know somebody cares about me. If I'm struggling, help me out then. If you wanna see me win, don't doubt me. Cause I know that I can't be alone. Somebody else felt like this before. One time for the day, one fold. That'll hit to let you know that it straight up got you, bro.
I know that I am not the only one. I know that I am not the only one. I once saw another man, humbled, cup in hand, patiently awaiting to succeed. We prayed on bended knee, and then he looked at me. He said, God is good, we will surely see. The only one. I know that I am not the only one.
So now, as I begin to compound everything that was said, I touched down. I'm making a choice to raise my voice and make a little noise for everybody that's been let down. Truly, I can tell you what the problem is. We living in a world full of counterfeits. Just let your light shine where the dark begins, and let it shine real bright, cause it's time to win. Let's go.
I have felt the deepest cuts, and I didn't know they could hurt so much, but they shaped the man that I've turned out to be. I've been lost, but I've been loved, and so I set my eyes on God above. The other things don't seem to matter when you're free. I know that I am not the only one. The only one.
Hi, I'm Pat Nash, and I want to speak to you a little bit about dreams, about hope, about maybe giving up or wondering why you haven't moved forward. Someone asked me, how did you get here to be a relationship coach? It actually came out of a need for myself and what I observed looking around after I asked myself a couple of questions. Why was I not doing the things that I wanted to do? Why had I gone through divorce? I realized I was not the only one. You see, there's a lot of us who stopped hoping, who stopped dreaming, who stopped chasing our dreams or going after our dreams because we don't have to chase anything. When we look internally and figure out what it is that's holding us back, the sky's the limit, and you don't have to chase anything. You attract it.
Oh, 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 oh.
Hey, this is Kimberly Howell with Angel Rings Music Presents. Keep it locked right here as we level up, giving a voice to the unvoiced with real talk that takes you higher. Ordinary people with extraordinary stories.
This is Kimberly Walker. Listen and watch Level Up each and every Sunday from 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. Keep it locked right here.
Hey, this is Deidre Goodlow, author of Seeds for the Soul. Level Up, a new talk show broadcasting to the world. Ordinary people with extraordinary stories.
Hey, this is Ro Brady of Ro Writes for You. Level Up, a new talk show broadcasting to the world. Ordinary people with extraordinary stories.
Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. Thank you for joining us today on The Real Level Up. We have Mr. Adrian Consonery Sr., a devoted husband, father, author, elder, and former great football player at Grambling State University. Anyway, Mr. Consonery, I've been waiting all day to talk about this book of yours. And the title of your book, And Then He Turned Them Over, When the Truth is Traded. Mm-hmm. Now, I'm just going out here on a limb. Okay. When I first saw, And Then He Turned Them Over, I said to myself, that's got to be from Romans.
Yeah.
And so now I was right.
Yeah.
Yay.
Yeah.
I know a little bit of something, just a little bit. So when the truth is traded, can you tell us a little bit about where that title came from?
Well, it came from the book. I mean, from that passage, Romans 1:18 through 32. And I'm an engineer. And so I came up, like when I was a kid, if I had a toy, I would tear the toy apart to see if I could make it work better. You know what I'm saying? And try to put it back together and make it work better. So I've always had this engineering type mind. I'm not a nerd, but some people may say, okay, well, hey, he might have some nerdy tendencies about himself, but I always listen. I've been a mechanic for over 40 years in automotive engineering. And so looking at those things, I started to kind of get things in perspective with people. And because see, I also I baked wedding cakes before and all those things. You know, my motto is I'll try anything once, you know, and then once I continue on and get good, I just keep doing it. So so I started paying attention to people, and I started to see how certain things were going in their life, and I'm saying, okay, if they continue to do this is I don't see anything else happening but this, you know. Or if they keep doing this, then they may end up doing this, you know what I'm saying? So, so most of my life, that's how I lived my life. And when he turned them over, it means that God literally, if we're not doing the things that he wants us to do, and he's made it clear what he wants us to do,
he's
turning us over to the sinful desires of our heart. The part where it says, you know, when truth is traded, I didn't put, you know, a lie at the end, you know, for a lie. I didn't put that. If you notice, I didn't put for a lie because perception is reality. Whatever we believe, that's going to be our truth.
That's our truth.
And so what I want to do is try to help people to understand our truth is not the truth when it pulls us away from God. Now, we can think that we're close to God, and in all actuality, we're close to religion. There's a difference between a religion and a relationship with God. It's totally different. Because when you have a relationship with God, why would you need to name a religion? Just follow God, right? So when you get into religions, now you have this sector, and they all claiming to do the same thing, but they don't come together. So religion actually divides us instead of brings us together, because now you have Christians hating Muslims and all these other different things. There's so many different things, but God created all of us. So denominator is, is our humanity. So we have to figure out, let's push all this other stuff aside, because if we don't, God is going to turn us over. You see? So
now, Mr. Consonery, I just had a reality, not a reality, like an aha moment while you were talking.
Okay.
So, we have a lot of this infighting with a lot of the different religions.
Yes.
And it's no different from the infighting with a lot of the different races.
Mm-hmm. Right.
So it's like we all have in this big ball of fire, thinking we know better than the other when we're really in the same place.
Right.
How do you suggest, does anywhere in your book suggest how we begin to start walking away from that?
Yes. Well, first of all, I tell people that knowledge is the key for everything.
Yes.
Application is what we need to do. Like, let's say, for instance, here's the book.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, the book is when he turned them over. So the book is going to break down the passage. I even defined all the words towards the latter part of the book, and so that you're without excuse. You have all the words. You have the definition of them. You can't say, "Oh, well, I thought this meant that or that meant that." No, here it is, right here. Here it is. And so after you finish the book, I have a 30-day journal.
Oh, for you to walk it out. Your personal
thing, because one of the things that I realize is that we're all in different places. As we grow up, the world pulls us in different directions.
Mm-hmm.
Our common denominator is our humanity. Nothing else. Mm-hmm. Nothing else. Because all of our backgrounds and everything, you can actually grow up in the same family and have a different understanding of what you learn. So the common denominator is the humanity. We all laugh and cry and all these different emotions. We have hurts, we have joys, we got pains, we got all of these different things going on. And so that's the humanity part of it, Mm-hmm. And then, so let's come to that first and realize that there is a creator that created us with all those same emotions and things. Now, where it goes south is when we start to point to ourselves,
mm-hmm.
not concerned about that other person. When we start to point to ourselves, now it's us. We want what we want, and so there are times where we may step on somebody a little bit and then nothing happens. Then we start to step harder and harder and harder. And so, and what happens is we continue to go down this path.
Mm-hmm.
And a year from now, we're like, wow, I can remember when I was here and I done ended up here. What happened?
How did I get here?
How did I get here?
Mm-hmm.
And it's by that one initial step, and you never changed. And then you keep going and going and going. And so if you look, we have already divided ourselves up by race. We divided ourselves up by sex.
Mm-hmm.
We divided ourselves up by the things that we desire and we want. We divided ourselves up by our class as far as money. And then even in class, we divided ourselves up with racial class.
Yes.
You see what I'm saying? And so
mm-hmm.
as we continue to make these different sectors, it's just designed to broaden us out. And we keep broadening out and keep broadening out. And then nobody is really looking at anybody else. And then another person can say, oh, look, see those people over there? Those are the ones that's actually doing, but when in all actuality, it's them.
Mm-hmm.
And so we're in different wars and we're trying to figure out who the enemy is, when in all actuality, the enemy is not Satan, it's us. We're the enemy.
We're selfish.
There it is.
We're selfish.
There it is. There
mm-hmm.
it is. Yeah, there it is. Yeah.
Wow. So now, what brought you to a point in your life where you decided to write this book?
Oh, that's a funny one. Well, God actually put this on my heart about 15 years ago
mm-hmm.
to write this book, because that passage grabbed me so much. It became my favorite passage in the Bible.
Mm-hmm.
And so when I started to read it, and I would read it over and over and over again, it just said, it just kept coming at me, and I would share it with people when they started to try to find out why is the world where it is, what's going on, and I would point them to that passage, and they said, "Man, I never knew that passage was in the Bible." I said, "Yeah, it's there, it's there." I said, and what you have to do is to listen to God. Don't listen to all these other things. Listen to God. And well, how do you do that? Go be still somewhere and to your mind, get all of your worries and all these other things out, and then listen, and God is going to show you where to go. And then, so
then you have these people that say, well, how do I know when it's God and when it's me? Because
well, I always say the best way to do it is to go and serve somebody. See, when you serve somebody, you can go in there with this mindset, oh, they need this, oh, they want this, but if they didn't tell you, why would you say that they need this? Aren't you looking at yourself as if you felt like you was in that position? This is what you would want, or this is what you feel like you would need.
Oh yeah.
You gotta ask questions first, and those things come with relationships, not with religion. Relationships is what gets you to build relationships. The way that you build is have conversation, communication. You may not agree with what they're doing, but as you build in that, now you can understand where they're coming from instead of just coming in and saying, "Oh, those people over there, they just, and nah, don't mess with them. If they 5'11" or 200 pounds or whatever the case." Once again, you go back into judging people according to the class that you done created. We start
becoming judgmental.
There you go.
Yeah. And judgmental and don't even realize it.
Yeah. See, here's the thing. And I really try to help people to understand the most powerful thing that you have is your choice.
Yes.
It's your choice. The most powerful thing that you have is your choice. And what dictates your choice is your understanding of what's going on. You know what I'm saying? You really have to understand how powerful your choice is. But once you choose and you don't try to, say, okay, hey, I was wrong with this. I apologize. I made a mistake. If you can't say that, then your pride and your arrogance is what's running your life.
And I tell you what else I want to add to that. And I've noticed that as I've gotten older, I looked back on where things went wrong or something didn't go right in my life. And I had to start saying, where in that situation do I need to take responsibility? And accountable for what I did in that situation. Even if it was a situation where somebody did me wrong, where in that situation do I need to be accountable?
Okay.
And I've come to the conclusion that even in a situation where it comes out in not such a nice way on the opposite end, going into that situation, what signs did you see that you didn't need to be there?
Right.
But you kept moving forward anyway.
Right.
So even though you came out being the person that's the victim on the opposite end, you got to be accountable and responsible because you didn't stop when you saw that you should have stopped. Right.
Well, the most important thing for you to be accountable of is your attitude.
Yes.
It's the attitude. Why are you doing it? I mean, are you doing it just to save face?
Yes.
Or are you doing it because you're really, truly broken and you want to show God how much you appreciate him? And I want to back up for a second. Okay. The most powerful thing that we have is our mind. The most powerful tool that we have is our choice. Okay? So it's the mind that is the most powerful thing. We're programmed to be a certain way. God has his thing set for what he wants us to be, like in Jeremiah 29:11, where he says, I know the plans that I have for you to prosper you. And so God has plans for us.
Mm-hmm.
But our minds have to wrap around the fact that God actually has a plan for me. And then now the most powerful tool that I have is my choice. So if I want to serve God, then I have to choose God and not choose the world.
Mm-hmm.
Now, it's not saying that I can't have fun in the world and things like that, but what is fun?
Right.
What is fun? So yeah.
Now you taught me something today. Now, now I always knew my mind was, if I didn't have, I used to have a saying where, if you don't have nothing else at the end of the day, you got your mind.
You got your mind.
And and I used to say, it is powerful to get all the knowledge you can.
Yeah.
And use that as your weapon.
Right.
However, you just told me I got another sword, and that's choice.
Yes.
So now I want to go a little bit more into my choice.
Okay.
My choices. Now, when it comes to our choices, how do we get to that point where we got to be responsible in the choices that we're making? Such as when it comes for me to make a decision and I'm trying to make a choice. Do I think about what could happen on the other end if I make the wrong decision? Or do I go to God first to help me make this choice?
Okay. Now, here's the deal. We always go to God first. But I give you this example here. In John chapter 1, it says, in the beginning was the Word, then the Word was with God, then the Word was God.
Was God.
We are actually supposed to be the walking Word, correct?
Yes.
That's what that means. So if the Word is written on our heart, then God knows that we're for Him. We still have to learn our lessons going through life. We're not going to make the perfect choices. But that's where repentance comes in. We're saying, okay, I messed that one up. Okay, God, I need a do-over,
Yeah.
I see now where I messed up at, and the God that we serve is not a God sitting up there with a lightning bolt ready to strike us down when we make the wrong choice. So we have to get out of the kind of prideful way of thinking that, okay, we know who God is because He's going to strike us down if we, excuse me, because if that was the case, there'll be a lot of us laying out in the street right now,
Wouldn't that,
a whole bunch of us, boy. I tell you, some people walking around like, oh man, what, yeah. So we got to be careful about that. But how we look at our lives, we have to kind of learn to throw off those things that made us feel a certain way. See, I tell people, your principles and your feelings are different. Don't let your feelings dictate your principles. Your principles are to dictate your feelings, because once you put principles in place first, you learn more. When you put your feelings and emotions in place first, you don't learn anything. All you learn is that, hey, if I don't like it, I'm going to back out. If somebody ain't treating me a certain way, I'm going to do such and such. If I ain't, and it's all of those things, instead of just saying, hey, look, you know what? Jesus didn't have it easy. Why do I expect to have it easy?
Oh, yeah.
If He didn't have it easy, why am I sitting here thinking I'm supposed to be getting more privileges than Him? You can't say I'm not Jesus when it's time for you to rise up. Then you can say I'm not Jesus when it's time. You see what I'm saying? It's like they want to use Jesus, and that's the religious way. That is not the righteous way that God wants us to be. So
would you say that this book is for those who like to play the victim?
Well, I'm going to tell you this, and I hear that word victim a lot. And the thing about the word victim, it's today it's being used in the wrong content, because there's a lot of victims in life today. And if you want to reach them, you don't tell them you playing victimhood. You pull them over and you say, let's talk. So what's going on with you? Talk to me. And then if they start talking about the things that's going on, then you ask them, you say, well, look, have you done anything about it to kind of, because you can't walk around with having this weight on you like this. Having weight on you like this for long periods of time, it could actually cause health problems. You don't want that. You don't need that. And I don't want to see you like that. So it goes to people really, truly loving people enough to go up there and say, because those words are trigger words. When you start to use that, play the victim and things like that, people are stuck.
Yes, they are.
They're stuck. So if somebody said, oh, you're a victim, you're playing the victim, it's like, no, they're stuck. Help them to get unstuck. Now, if you're stuck in telling them that they're a victim, then you're stuck.
I'm stuck too.
You see what I'm saying? So we have to, because see, believe it or not, that's condemnation. We're actually condemning them and basically telling, oh, you just a victim. You're such, so you're playing that victimhood. But what are you doing to help them? What? Tell me, and that's why it goes back to saying when the truth is traded, it's our own comfort that makes us calling them victims. We're feeling okay because we ain't going to get in there with them. Does it make sense?
Because we judging too.
Because we judging and we feel comfortable doing that. So, hey, you take that on, that victim stuff and everything, go cry, jump in the lake or whatever. And I'm like, okay, where is that godly? Where is that godly? So those are the things, and they may seem like little things, but they come from somewhere. And if we don't check them, they're going to grow. And then God is going to be like, okay, I sent him, I sent her, and I sent her to help change this person's mind, to help them to work it out. Like when we pray for humility, God puts us in positions to where we can actually practice humility. When we want, all the things that we ask for, God don't just snap his fingers and give it to us. He puts us in position so that we can develop it. Because I've heard people that share stories, and I know when they're sharing it from reading about something, and then when they share it from experience. See, and that experience, that's a soul to soul, that's a spirit to spirit a connection there, because that person is now telling you what they've been through, and you feeling it and you're understanding it, because it's not just coming from some book. They're telling you how they literally have been treated and felt and things like that. And so we got to get back to that. We have to get back to that.
You got an interesting point right there. And so I want you to hold that thought.
Yes.
It is time for us to move on into our next break, because I want to pick up right where you just left off.
Okay. All right. Okay.
For all my people at the barbecues, backyard parties, it's your boy Tony D on the radio. You know what time it is. Let's go.
It's a party tonight. Vibing with my people, bring the party to life. Hands up in the sky, we start the party off right. We in the place, early birds, we ain't tardy tonight. Nah. In the trance as the beat in our eardrums. Got the moves in my feet, bro, and then some. Gonna lose plenty sleep, only live once. Up all night, man, we lit, fam, no kids stunts. Karaoke session going live. On the mic, spitting favorite vibes. Reminisce about them older times. Bringing back them old school written rhymes. Celebration lit, and you know it's real. Got the neighbors joining us, addicted to the party thrill. Jumping off the roof in the atmosphere, we hardly chill. Yeah, we going hard in the place like an army drill. In the Torrance with the dogs pouring. Cause a party ain't official with no George Foreman. Everybody on the dance floor feeling good. Cause we living for the moment, we ain't living hood. Soul Train line getting in a groove here. It's a bash for the old and the new years. Even kids got the moves to the tunes. Cheers. Here's a toast to the good life and no fears. What a glorious sign to be in the very presence of my peers in their prime. Elders to adolescents with no tears in their mind. We looking up, all the other worries behind. Thought I told you, it's a party tonight. So I chose to bring the party to light. Driving back to the crib, no Bacardi and Sprite. Cause we drunk off the spirit of the laughter and hype. Yeah.
They said it was wrong to promote me, that I wasn't ready, that I would fail.
Those who have betrayed me must pay.
You're the first black agent. Don't be the last.
Revenge is all I have left.
The CIA cannot get involved, so you're on your own.
Aren't we all?
I'm a man who gets what he wants.
Just get me the money. You have 24 hours.
Hello, business owners. This is your fit photographer, Andre Gerard, coming at you with my 2025 campaign. The goal is to promote and empower her enterprise. Yes, the goal is to elevate women of color in business. On March the 1st, we are set to launch this new campaign, and it doesn't matter what your business is. Please contact us at www.andregerardphotography.com to book your consultation. Let's make this an amazing year. Follow me on all social media at Andre Gerard, your fit photographer.
Soy Udanis y te invito a escuchar cada domingo de 3 a 6 de la tarde Level Up, sube el nivel, gente corriente con historias extraordinarias. No te lo pierdas.
Hi, this is Terry Cummings, 18-year veteran of the NBA. Keep it locked right here as we level up, giving a voice to the unvoiced with real talk that takes you higher. Ordinary people with extraordinary stories.
Hey y'all, this is Candace Stevens, state of Georgia real estate broker and founder of Day After Foundation Incorporated, where we are transforming the transplant experience. You are vibing with my people, Angee from the B and Mr. Scribe. So level up each and every Sunday from 3 to 5 p.m. Ordinary people with extraordinary stories.
Welcome back. So let's pick up where we left off.
Okay.
Now, I told you to hold that thought.
Right.
And I want to pick up right where I was getting ready to ask you, or actually get ready to have you to go into explaining how we should go about recognizing when people are, how we should go about recognizing in ourselves that we are judging and telling that person to take their issues and get on away from me. How do we go about enabling or teaching our brothers and sisters how to stop that behavior and go more into a servitude attitude when we recognize somebody is not where they should be?
Okay. Well, I mean, if you look at Jesus's life, it was an example. I think that Jesus is taken out of context when we look at the Bible. He's taken completely out of context. And I mean, even like if you go into the deeper studies where, you know, his real name was Yeshua, and you know, his name actually had a meaning, you know, because, you know, there were no J's in the original Hebrew language. So, you know, what has happened is religion has basically taken a man and redone him for their image as opposed to who he really is supposed to be. So, so let's take that for instance. And then what religion does is they change the concept of why he's here, you know. And as we start to get out of character as humans, and we start to act more into our roles that we think we're financial or whatever, we start to develop different definitions of who he is. So how you get people back, how you reach that person, is through relationships. So the number one thing that you got to have is love. If you don't love that person, you hang it up. And so I tell people, love is not a feeling; it's a principle.
It is a principle.
It's a principle, because we get to a point a lot of times when we say we love a person. You let that person act up for a long period of time. You don't love them no more. You don't want to be around them. You don't want nothing to do with them and stuff like that. But that's not the real definition of love. Loving a person is telling them the truth. But when you tell somebody the truth out of love, you meet them where they are. You don't come in here when they hear. You don't come in here and say, you know, I used to use this example. I say, if you see a person get knocked down and you go to that person, what are you going to do? Well, you know, I'm going to help them up. How are you going to help them up? Explain to me how you're going to help them up. Well, you know, I'm going to, you know, and so that kind of jams them up. And so the thing is, get down there on your hands and knees and ask them, man, is everything all right, man? Do you feel anything? Is whatever, you know, okay. All right, so let me see if everything is okay. Come on, sit up for a minute. All right. Are you sure you're okay? Yeah, I'm sure. And then you help them up, and then you see and you check and make sure everything is good. And then if they're, you know, still kind of stumbling, then you put their arm or something around you and you help that person to a place where they can actually get help or get treatment. The Good Samaritan is a great story about how to help a person, because if you look, the first two people that passed him was your supposedly religious figures that had all of the clout and everything, and so they didn't help. They just walked by and went on the other side of the road. But the Good Samaritan came and he went the distance with people. See, you gotta have something to give in order to be able to give in that manner. And a lot of people don't, because they don't feed their spirit the truth. They feed their spirit themselves. And so that's why they come out saying my truth as opposed to saying the truth, you know? And so when you start to feed yourself, I tell people, whatever you feed, that's what's going to grow. Whatever you feed, it's going to grow. And if you're feeding the wrong thing, then you're going to get the wrong results.
You're inviting that toxicity into the situation. Oh, we got like 1 second of frozen from Mr. Consonery. Let's see if he gets back.
Okay, you back?
Okay.
Okay.
All right. We'll wait for you to come back.
Yeah, I don't know what happened. Yeah. But that's, you have to meet people where they are, but you have to be willing to meet people where they are.
Yes.
Out of love. If there's no love involved, don't waste your time. Now, you might can go and say, hey, I need to develop myself to be more loving. Now that's in love. You see what I'm saying? You know, so if it's all about you developing, you know, to be more loving, then that's the way to do it.
Now, in your book and the journal part of it, are those exercises where it makes us really look at ourselves?
Yes. As a matter of fact, let me share an excerpt real quick if I can.
Okay.
Is this a segment? Okay, this right here is just a book. Let me help you with the first chapter real quick. You know, because I tell you, I was convicted again after I checked it out. You know, again, I just, you know, you kind of, you know, sometimes like if I wash my truck and everything and stuff, and I go back around and look at it, I'm like, yeah, man, I did a pretty good job. You know, I mean, not that I didn't see it when I watched it, but I had to see it again. So, but this right here is the chapter 1. It says, and this is the truth that cannot be hidden. It says, from the beginning of time, God has made his truth clear. Creation itself declares his invisible attributes, his power, order, and divine nature. Yet, despite the obvious, humanity has chosen not ignorance, but resistance. The sin is not in not knowing God. It is in deliberately rejecting what is plainly seen. Wow. To suppress the truth means to actively hold it down. Like a beach ball, you know, you put in a beach ball, like a beach ball submerged underwater. It takes force to keep it hidden. And in today's world, that force is everywhere. It's in our schools, entertainment, government, even churches that have traded truth for comfort. You see what I'm saying? So when we get to the point where we want our comfort, then that's our God. It's not God. You know, it's our comfort is our God. We don't want to feel like we have we don't want to feel discomfort. We don't want to get out and have these things, these pressures. We want everything to flow, you know. Now here's one of the excerpts from the first lesson, and it's a great trade when truth is traded for a lie. And so what I've done is I've put a scripture. Let me see if I can get over here. Okay. You can see. Can you? It's too bright.
Go over to this way to a little bit.
Let me just read it. Yeah, because this time, and it, you know, and I give the passage, and then I have a summary reflection, and it says, in the book we explored how humanity exchanged the truth of God for lies, giving worship, love, and loyalty to created things instead of the Creator. This trade is still happening today when we elevate culture, comfort, pleasure, or even people above God's truth. The decline begins not with God turning away, but with us choosing to turn. So a lot of times we'll blame God for things that we're actually doing, and we don't even try to acknowledge that. We just keep looking to God for the answers. Oh God, you said you would deliver me. You said, okay, so what are you doing? It's kind of like I tell you, if I say, hey, look, I want to lose some weight, but you see me with a pizza today for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and you see me with a brownie at the same time, and then you see me drinking sodas and all these other things and stuff like that. Oh, wait a minute. I thought you said you wanted to lose weight. Don't judge me. Don't judge me. Leave me
alone.
Right. Leave me alone. Let me, because I want my comfort. But I'm gonna lose my weight, you know. But I'm just doing some stuff now. So with what I just read, there's a personal reflections part, what I have with a heart on there. Now listen to these. What truth, and this is questions that you're asking yourself, what truth have I traded or compromised to fit in, feel good, or gain approval? Second question, who or what have I been tempted to worship instead of God? Do I truly believe that God's way is still the best way? How would my daily life look if I truly honored him as my creator and king? You see, and then I got space for you to write down your answer. And so the goal is to go through the whole book, and then now you have a blueprint of where you were when you looked at this book. And now you could go back and you could look at it a year from now, 6 months from now, and see if you no longer feel the same way according to your relationship with God. And so at the end of each chapter in the book, I have a prayer, and you can go through the prayer, and it supports what the chapter actually says. And I even have a prayer at the end of each lesson in the workbook. Because one of the things about prayer is that sometimes we don't connect prayer with really what's going on. We just know that we don't want to feel the way that we're feeling. but we don't see the foundation of what's going on. And if we're building a house, the foundation is the most important part of the house. If it got cracks, you may be okay. But if it got like holes, you won't be okay. Cracks will turn into holes if it's not repaired correctly. And so that's why the foundation, when man builds stuff, the foundation is always crumbling somewhere. And then everything just falls apart. Every great civilization that has ever existed fell because of their moral character.
So would you say in our prayers, or when we are praying for certain situations or people, that we pray towards the foundation of the problem?
Yes. Yes. Because the foundation, like, excuse me, if you was to go and start trying to, like, if you go to a fire and you see these other little things, little fires that's around there, and you go and try to put out the little fires. Well, the one that actually created the little fires is right there in the middle.
Right.
You got to put out the big fire so it won't create more little fires. See, what we've done in our lives is we're trying to squash these little fires that we have, but the core that's what's wrong with us is right there. And a lot of times we don't want to face it.
I was gonna say, oftentimes we don't want to see that core. We don't
want to see the core.
Have nothing to do with it.
The core, I'm telling you, the core will overwhelm you. And so, and then now there's some things that I tell people that sometimes it's good for you to put out those little fires, but always know that, hey, look, there's something causing this, and sooner or later I'm going to get to that. But always focus on that core. Once you get to the core, that's a fight, because that's who you are in the core. That's who you are, and what you've allowed to cause all these other things around you.
So when we are also going through reading your book and doing the lessons, we should expect to feel uncomfortable.
Yes. If you don't feel uncomfortable,
you're uncomfortable, you're getting it done.
Yeah. If you don't feel uncomfortable, then something's wrong. Something's wrong. Yeah.
I'm not looking at my truth.
Right.
I'm not uncomfortable.
Right. You're not looking at the truth. Yeah. You're trying to hold on to your truth. But you're not looking at the truth, because it is, following God is not about comfort. It's not about comfort. It has never been about comfort. Never. It's been about love. And love is uncomfortable. It just is sometimes, because you're forced to love people that you don't even like sometimes. You know what I'm saying? So you have to get to a point and understand that love is the key. It's one of those qualities that God shows you. Hey, look, why am I allowing you to live? Why am I allowing you to take advantage of somebody else? Why are you? Can't you realize that you're hurting other people? That if you were in that position, you would not want to be treated that way? It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense.
A lot of times, I feel like, with all of us having different rearings and growing up in different churches and different teachings, that none of those churches ever drove home what you're talking about.
Right.
They painted this picture, and when it came to love, it was just go to Corinthians, but nobody ever truly taught you what love was all about, and what exhibiting true love is all about. So that's why many of us get it wrong.
Right.
We make the love mistakes because of what we think love is, or how we think love is supposed to be.
Right. I think that people deep down inside know what love is. They don't want to do it that way. See,
it's their way or no way.
Right, exactly. So when they say, "Oh, well, God knows my heart."
Oh, I can't stand that. I can't stand that.
God knows your heart. He knows your heart, and the heart is deceitful and beyond pure. You know what I'm saying? So So stop following the heart. Understand what the principle of these words mean. Those are the foundations. And arrogance is never good. Confidence in the spirit is. So they may look similar, but they don't produce the same fruit. So you have to really, truly understand humility is the strongest that a man can be. When you are humble, and not trying humility, but when you are humble,
truly humble,
you can speak boldly and not waver in whatever, you know, you can speak boldly. You have there's no issues with that. Humility is what we are missing in humanity.
Right.
You know, so once we start to really practice and be more humble, we want to get that humility. That's going to be a part of our foundation. That's not something that's just floating around. That's going to be a part of our foundation.
So does most of the book focus on how to get to humility?
Yes. Yeah, because sometimes your situation is going to change. I'll give you an example.
Okay.
Let's say, for instance, you want $1 million tomorrow. Somebody deposited $1 million in your bank account. What you gonna do?
Well, first thing I'm gonna do is give a certain part of it to the church.
Okay. All right.
And then me, just being honest.
Yeah.
Just being honest.
Yeah.
I would go and do things for my friends that I love.
Okay.
Especially those who were there for me on the times that I was down.
Right.
And then honestly, the rest of the part, I wouldn't tell nobody else nothing. And I would just put it away and it would just be my secret.
Okay. All right. Okay, cool. Now, there are some people that if you give them $1 million, they will turn into a totally different person. But they're not turning into a different person. They're revealing who they really are. Yeah, you see what I'm saying? Yeah. So you have to get to a point where no matter what, you remain the same person. That's the foundational part that I'm talking about. I don't care if I got $1 billion in the bank tomorrow. I am not changing. I will not change, because guess what? That money can't go nowhere with me when I'm gone. Whoever I got the answer to, that's who I'm looking forward to. I'll be like, look, you know, hey, look, let's go out and let's help some folks. And when I say help some people, I'm not talking about just giving out money. I'm talking about helping to fund dreams. You know, people have dreams and they don't have money to get out and do certain things, and they're just struggling and they're frustrated. And these people have gifts. But if you don't believe in people anymore, then that's a problem, you know? And so when I'm talking about having some intimate conversations and giving them the tools that they need, along with the money, to help fund their dreams. Now, I pay it forward. Guess what? Don't give me nothing back. Go and help the next person. There are people that we can impact right now, just one-on-one, that can go and change the lives of thousands, millions even. Jesus did it. So if we're looking and saying, oh, well, man, I can't really do anything, then now you've actually said God created somebody that is useless. And all you want to do is what you want to do, what's good for you.
Now, Mary Gooseby says, fund dreams, that's good. Teach how to fish and not just to give the fish.
That's exactly. And that's what I'm talking about. See, because when you go and you meet that person, now you're helping them to literally build what they were trying to do. And guess how many people that's going to affect? See, you're not going there just to give money. You're going there to listen to their dreams, and you have the money to help fund that dream. Now you help them through that. It goes back to the same thing I was saying. When you see somebody laying down, you get them up. Now, that person could have very well walked to the thing by themselves. I'm still walking with them to help them, you see? So I'm not just letting them go like that because I'm still concerned about them. Now, I learned these things through football and through coaching.
Team player.
There you go.
Yeah.
I've been coaching. I'm in my 13th year of coaching. I have players that I've coached that's in the NFL right now. So it's like I know how to practice team sport and things like that. And so I learned from the best at Grambling, and I played football for about 12 years. And then I said, hey, I'm going to coach because I want to give back to these kids. And I'm seeing the fruits of my labor because I went to each one of them and tried to help each one. Even the parents. I became friends with the parents and said, hey, look, I'm going to treat your son the way I treat my own, you know? And they said, we trust you, coach. So I'm blessed all around because I've decided to give and I'm receiving at the same time. So
that's
each one reach one. That's a good model to follow.
I was just getting ready to say that it falls under that category of what is it? Is it reach one, teach one? Or did I say it backwards?
Yeah, well, no, I just said each one teach one,
and
each one reach one. So you can do both of those, you know. And I tell you, if we do the reverse of what we've been doing, this world would be. I mean, this world would be just a whole different place. A whole different place. I'm not looking at.
We definitely need it now.
Yeah. So the book is designed to bring people back to God. It's not about all this other stuff. You have to have a relationship with God and understand where religion has interfered with you and your relationship with God.
Understood. Well, we're coming up on our next break, Mr. Consonery.
This is fine. It's fine.
I got it. It said I was thinking about it instead of just saying it. That's the problem. We're gonna go out to our next break, and we come back. We're gonna finish up talking about the journal.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Blessings be falling down, can't even fathom, 'cause it's way too many to count. Don't mind me, I'm out here, and him with all these fears, and him with all my tears, and him restore them years, knowing that favor dripping all of me, goodness and mercy follow me, that faith be moving all of me. For me, he's taking real good care of me with stacks and stacks and stacks of blessings. Our blessings be falling down. I can't even fathom, 'cause it's way too many to count. It's so awesome. Our blessings be falling down. Can't even fathom, 'cause it's way too many to count. I be so busy, steady, I'm building, focused on drilling the ground, yeah, I'm tilling. He can say this, she can say that, but no matter the challenge, just know I'm not quitting, don't care how I'm feeling. Yahweh is my compass, I follow his lead. He shine his face on me so bright, I be beaming. I'm planted and rooted so deep in this garden, the harvest he reaping. Walking in your blessing, worried about nothing. I know you got me, 'cause you're my testimony. I'm sitting at the table that you prepared for me, eating real good, now my enemies gotta watch me. Losing 5 shots, hit the ground. Wait a minute, let me fix my crown. Now, it's all good, still stable, yeah. God is so able and I'm forever grateful. I know the gift that keeps giving, just when I be least expecting, the blessing come and overtake me. He'll leave the 100 for me, he's taking real good care of me, with stacks and stacks and stacks of blessings. It's so awesome. awesome. How blessings be falling down, down. I can't even fathom, 'cause it's way too many to count. It's so awesome. How blessings be falling down, down. Can't even fathom, 'cause it's way too many to count.
Hey, yo, that's my song. That's my song. That's my ex. She stole my song.
Dang, I would never let my girl clown me like that. So what are you gonna do about it?
I'm taking you home. I'm gonna crash this performance.
Here I am still punching the clock, waiting for the day that I'm touching the top, sitting on the throne, but
You know, I didn't have a lot of friends growing up when I was just a kid either. We passed this house like 3 times already.
Bro, I'm sorry I wasn't ready to go home, and you seem really cool.
Oh, you sorry? Sometimes you just need one.
You know what you should do? You should just write another song.
For all my people at the barbecues, backyard parties. It's your boy Tony D on the radio. You know what time it is. Let's go.
It's a party tonight. Vibing with my people, bring the party to life.
Hello, everyone. This is Pat Nash of Pat Nash Talks, where we have the conversations that create real relationships. I'm here every single Sunday, 8 p.m. Central Time, 9 p.m. Eastern, and you can find us right here on Level Up Nation. See you then.
Get inspired with real talk that takes you higher. Like me, Rebecca Outlaw of Tickle Mites LLC. Level Up, Sundays from 3 to 5 p.m. Ordinary people with extraordinary stories.
Hey, this is Shantia Warren of Hams Farm and Assurance Wellness. Keep it locked right here as we level up, giving a voice to the unvoiced with real talk that takes you higher. Ordinary people with extraordinary stories.
Hey, this is Ro Brady of Ro Writes for You. Keep it locked right here as we level up, giving a voice to the unvoiced with real talk that takes you higher. Ordinary people with extraordinary stories.
We're here on this beautiful Sunday afternoon, November 2nd, second day into the month of November. Exactly 3 weeks and 4 days before we eat some turkey. Just want to break that down for everybody. I'm not counting. I just happened to notice that today. And I am sitting with a devoted husband, father, author, elder, former football player for Grambling State University, Mr. Adrian Consonery.
And our grandfather. I forgot to put
Oh,
that
your grandfather? I didn't
grandfather.
know that.
Yes. My little granddaughter named Nova. She has just been a complete blessing ever since she's came into the world. She's 10 months old, and I'm telling you, I'm a whole different person when I saw her. So
She's the first grandbaby.
First grandbaby.
Oh,
Yes.
I'm a first grandbaby.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, we're special.
Yeah. She's special. She got her pawpaw wrapped around everything.
Yes.
So
I had both my pawpaws. I was the first on both sides, my mom and my dad. So I got it double. And it helped that my grandfathers were best friends. And my great grandparents on each side knew each other through church.
Right.
So I had it good.
Yeah, all right. Awesome. See, that's what I'm talking about, you know, and then that's legacy. You see what I'm saying? You got to treat legacy like it that's what matters, you know. And when she was born, it was like, ooh, okay, I gotta, you know, because you know, I have a son, Adrian Consonery Jr. You know, he's running for Secretary of State of Georgia, actually. And my daughter Ariel Consonery, and then you know, I have my son-in-law Nate Butler, and so it's you're trying to create something, you know.
Yes.
And you realize that you're not the only person. You know what I'm saying? When you make a decision, there are others that's being affected by you. You know, and needless to say, my wife, you know, Dr. Crystal Consonery, you know, it's like, what I do affects all of them and the friends that I have, you know?
Yes.
So I have to be that man of God that God is calling me to be, because I'm concerned about them. You see? And if I mess up, you know, I need to be able to say, okay, hey, I can repent, I can change, I'm gonna change. God, show me, let me redo this. And God has really been just merciful. On leaps and bounds and stuff. Let me give you a quick story, just real quick, about the book.
Okay.
See, the book I was supposed to write about 15 years ago, and it was on my heart to do it and everything and stuff. So throughout the years, I would just write down different things in, you know, notebooks all over the house, you know, and I'm writing down different things and stuff. And then God will come and say, okay, hey, when you gonna write this book, you know? And I'm like, well, God, I'm gonna get to it. I'm gonna
do it, God. I'm gonna do it. I
got it, God. I got it. And I tell my wife, hey, look, I'm about to write this book and everything. I get in here, something come up, and then I stop and I get to doing something else. And about a year or two later, same thing.
Yeah.
This year, my back started hurting. About a year, and it started hurting. And I was like, I wonder what's going on with my back. You know, I hope it ain't no old football injuries and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I'm taking, you know, I don't take medication, but I started kind of like, okay, you know, I might have to consider this, you know. So I went to the chiropractor, get cracked up and everything, and everything is pretty good. And so I'm feeling okay. But the last 4 months,
right,
it was like, it was a twist. I could barely walk. Pain scale from 1 to 10 was a 9.5. 10 would have been tears, man. And I tell you, I said, okay, God, I'm going to write this book. I finished the book. I finished all the things, went to the doctor, found out I was dehydrated. That was it. Started drinking some water. Everything was fine. And I was like, wow, God, I said, all that was wrong. Just dehydrated. Okay, I know next time when you say do something, I need to go on and do it, you know?
So, he said he got tired of you doing it in your time.
Yeah. But because the book is a warning. It's a warning. Seriously, it is a warning of where we are and where we're heading.
Yes.
And it's the journal is helping to realign us with God. And so the book is saying how far we got out, but the journal is helping to bring us back in alignment with God by understanding and recognizing where we are, because we could read the book and say, oh, well, hey, that was them people way long ago. I'm fine. I'm this, you know, I got this going. I got that going. Oh, love me and such and everything. I said, yeah, but God ain't too happy with you right now. You better make sure that you're in line with God, you know? And that's what the journal is for.
I was like, that's what that journal is going to do.
That's what the journal is for. It's good to read books. You got all these people around talking about, hey, well, you know, this book and that book and everything and stuff. Application is the number one thing, but you got to know where you are. We tell people when you're going out to like a mall, like when I, you know, study the Bible with people and everything and stuff, when you go in the mall and you know where you want to go, the first thing that you have to realize is where you are.
Yes.
So you go to that map and say, this is where I am. So this is what I need to get here. So I got to follow this road and everything and stuff to get there. And I can take the long way around, you know, but I want to get there quicker because, you know, XYZ or whatever. But we have to be able to understand where we are so that we can get to where we need to be.
Maria Brown says, "Thank you, Elder. I'm still sitting with chapter 1.
Get to chapter 2.
And the reason why I read her statement, because I was sitting here thinking to myself, now see, I know I'm gonna get this book.
Yeah.
And I know me, and I'm gonna get to a part where I'm not going to deal with it, and I'm gonna have a reason to step away.
Yeah, you gotta push through, because this is really where your character can actually be refined, you know. And refining your character, it's not pleasant at the time, but once you do it, and what comes through that fire, that's more pure, and that's what's left for you to work with, you know. And you're gonna be a whole different person. You're gonna feel different. You're gonna think different. You're gonna walk different. You're gonna be different once you start to burn all those things that you've accepted to be a part of your character over the years. You got to let that stuff go, because it's baggage that you really don't need, you know. And God is not. He's like, okay, you can't come through the gates with that. You know, you got to enter through the narrow gate. Narrow gate, not that wide one that everybody else trying to go on, because that ain't gonna lead them, you know. So we really have to start to burn ourselves down with all of that extra stuff that we put on ourselves.
And it's probably going to keep you from, because you know people keep making the same mistakes over and over again, over and over again, over and over again, and then they don't understand why I keep doing the same thing, or why I keep meeting the same type of people. But the book probably helps you get looking at foundation, like you said, to see why you keep making the same mistakes.
Because see, if you look at the Israelites, it took them 40 years. They was in the desert for 40 years when it would have just taken them 11 days. It was an 11-day journey, and they were in the desert for 40 years. Why? And they just kept seeing the same thing over and over and over and over again. All they had to do was repent in their attitudes. They changed their attitudes and said, okay, God, I'm for you. No, they was doing all these other things, and they never saw the promised land.
Right.
Can you imagine how many people with the talents that they can actually have if God was leading the way?
Yes.
Can you imagine how many things that could be done right now? But people are bogged down with looking at this person's color, that person's wallet, that girl, how she looked, how good she looked, or the man, how good he looked. We're bogged down with all of these things instead of just saying, let me change my view. Let me change my attitude towards what I'm seeing here. Let me see it through the eyes of God. Let me let God just show me, you know, so I can change. It's
now, Mr. Consonery, I'm gonna be real with you. Now I'm about to admit something.
Come on, admit it.
Now, people get on my nerves. They get on my nerves bad. And when they start getting on my nerves bad, I start getting anything that they do just agitates me.
Right.
And it's because again, I'm focusing on the person and not focusing on why they're like that.
Right.
But is the journal gonna help me stop being so impatient when these people get on my nerves? It's like I don't have no patience no more for stuff, particularly if I see something that I know is not right and unscrupulous, and know that you're doing something that's foul. And so I had this issue where I just cannot deal with them no more.
Yeah. Okay. You want to hear? You want to hear the truth?
Give me my truth.
Okay. Here's the truth. You see, we have to look and see how many times God forgave us. Number one.
Yes.
And He has forgiven us a whole lot of times. Now, anger has two different things. You can either be angry or you can have righteous indignation. Which one are you? You see what I'm saying? So if you're going in there, I just can't stand. I hate the ground that this girl has got walking on. I ain't got no patience. I ain't got no nothing. I have nothing for this human being whatsoever. They got to go. That's not righteous indignation. That is something totally different. But where you want to get to is saying, hey, you know what? This is too much for me to handle. So I'm gonna have to step away, and you be honest and say, look, I cannot continue to be able to deal with you, and at the same time grow where I need to grow.
Right.
And so that has to be an honest thing. Now, you would probably get further saying that than you would with, girl, if you don't get away from me, I'm gonna do. And I know that's what you have on your mind. So you will get further, because what that does is this. Now that person is thinking, wow, I really got to her that bad.
Mm-hmm.
I thought she was playing. I didn't really think that I was that bad. Now they're gonna go and look at themselves in the mirror.
Mm-hmm.
They're gonna say, well, I guess I need to change. Now they may not change right away. They may not change at all. But you just planted a seed.
Mm-hmm.
You just planted a seed. And now if somebody else comes and says the same thing to her, they watered it. Now that's growing in her, and she's going to start looking and paying attention to herself. The main thing that we want to do when we're talking to people is not listen and hear ourselves talk. We want people to look at themselves in the mirror.
Right.
That's where true change comes from. It doesn't come from, us just telling them. We could be telling the truth all day long, but are they listening?
Right.
Because the Bible says, be quick to listen, slow to speak, and slow to become angry, because man's anger does not bring about the righteous life that God desires.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? So we have to be quick to listen, but when we're talking, we have to talk in so that they can put that into practice.
Yes.
You see what I'm saying? Because they're not going to listen if you arguing back and forth. You just have to be able to say, okay, I need to talk to where this person can actually listen first,
Now, see, I'm going to go back to we got to get down to their level. So when you're dealing with a person that's argumentative and don't see nothing wrong with what they're doing, and ain't even trying to hear what you got to say, how do you get down to a person's level that has that type of character?
Now that level thing there's two different things with that as well. Getting down to their level, some people say, well, look, if they go low, I'm going into the basement, or I'm going into the mud. No, because that means that you're going to get dirty with them. That's not what I'm talking about. Getting down to that level is communication.
Mm-hmm.
Really trying to figure out where that person is. Whenever there's a force on one side, there's an equal force on the other side. But you don't want them to clash. You want one to be able to receive and the other one to be able to give. I show people that yin and yang sign is perfect. When you got curves, is one that look like it's giving and the other one is receiving, and then the other one is giving and the other one is receiving, and then you got two perfect circles in the middle, and it's about balance. You have to try to find the balance in what's going to help that situation. So sometimes you may be the giver, and then you got to turn around and be the receiver, because if you want them to listen to you, you got to be willing to listen to them. And so as you're going through those different things, now you can actually create an atmosphere where you can decide with a good conscience, hey, I'm going to step away from this. I'm going to step away from this and give that person some time while I take my own time to get back. So the book is about realigning yourself, but you got to understand the consequences of things when we don't have a relationship with God. When literally we're literally kicking God out of our lives, that there are some severe consequences that can actually happen that we ain't even, a lot of us are kind of oblivious to, because God knows how to get to us, and he knows how to get us, and he knows us. And so if we continue to go down this path, my concern is that it will be too late for a lot of us,
Now, I have another question for you.
Yes.
You have a lot of people that just don't sit down every day and read their word. They just don't have time to read the Bible. They go to church on Sunday, run back through life on Monday through to Friday, Saturday again, come to church on Sunday. They don't even crack that Bible till Sunday when they get in church to read the scripture for the day.
Right.
So would you say that your book would kind of force them to get, because it's designed to realign themselves back with God. So would your journal and the book kind of force them to go now, sit down and read their word?
What my book is actually going to do is really pique their interest. Because it's designed to do that. It's designed to pique because I use simple terms, and there's no condemnation in the book. Okay, understand that there's no condemnation. What there is information. And then once you get that information and it starts to make sense to you, now you're like, okay, I get what he's saying. See, I just thought, because see, let's just be honest. A lot of people are not going to go to the Bible because of how the Bible makes them feel and how people associated with the Bible made them feel.
Yes.
You see what I'm saying? So we can't expect people to go to the Bible and do these things just because we did. They're somewhere totally different. But when you have a relationship, that is always what governs where we are. And we don't want to try to get people to have a relationship with a book.
Right.
We want them to have a relationship with God. But how do you do that? So you got to reach them where they are to help them to see, because that's what Jesus did. Come, I want to introduce you to my Father. I want you to meet my Father in heaven. You know, let me show you how to get to my Father in heaven. You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
So if Jesus didn't heal anybody and he just sat in his throne and said, I'm the Son of God, y'all need to worship me, they'll look at him like, man, are you crazy?
Yeah.
So he did what a man of God is supposed to do. He met people where they were.
He did.
And helped them to get to where they needed to be.
Yes, he did. He ran with all walks of life.
He sure did. People. Yep. He didn't look at anything else. He just looked at these people are lost.
Yes.
That was it.
And he saw their hearts. We don't see people's heart anymore.
Yeah. Well, they got it. They're protecting them. They're trying to protect their hearts because they've been hurt so much.
Yeah.
And let's be honest, religion has hurt so many people. It is ridiculous. And that's why I tell people, I try to teach my congregants, guys, you got to get away from religion because that's not what God came to establish. As a matter of fact, it was religious people that had Jesus killed.
Yeah.
Well, let's just be honest with this. Religion is not the answer. Now, I'm not sitting here saying that bad people in religion and all these other things. No, but if you look at the religion within itself and why it was started and what it was actually doing, it's a problem. It's a huge problem. And you can have a relationship with God and go to these churches. So I'm not saying that that's the thing, but it's the mindset that I'm talking about. Get away from the religion in your mind and get back to the relationship with God.
So, Mr. Consonery.
Yes, ma'am.
We went to church today. We had a good day.
Yes.
We've broken your book down.
Okay.
So to send everybody off.
Yes.
Start a new day tomorrow.
Yes.
What word can you give them today?
Well, here's the thing. I'm just a messenger. I just want people to understand that our relationship with God is the most important thing that to us personally. If we don't have that relationship with God, that moment that a lot of us think that we're going to be allowed to come into heaven and stuff, that's not going to happen. Live for that moment, not all these other things around here. Live for that at that gate. And they say, well done, good and faithful servant, come in. That's the moment that I live for. That should be the moment that you live for. Realign yourselves back with God and watch and see how much better your life is going to be and how God is going to surround you and protect you and love you and show you what it is to be a follower of him.
Now, you are in the Atlanta area, greater Atlanta area.
In Marietta.
So are there any times that that you have nights or lessons or where you get together with a group to just study your book?
Well, no. And see, that's another thing. I would like for church leaders to be able to read it themselves and see it and see if it's something that can help their congregation. to come together. You don't have to do the whole book, but if you do the whole book, then it's something that's going to really be beneficial for your church. So my thing is just, my hope is just that that's something that's going to happen, because I'm not in this for the money. I want to just spread the word so that people can kind of, because I'm looking at this world that my granddaughter is about to inherit. And it's not something that I'm feeling comfortable about, you know? And it's not just about me, but I'm seeing all these kids and everybody going through all of these problems. And I'm like, you haven't even started living life yet. Why are you going through so many problems?
And they're starting early.
Oh, they're starting real early. They're real early. Yes, real early. So you know, I teach on Wednesdays with my Bible group, my bridge group. I teach on Wednesdays. We do a lot of like your Zoom, and then once a month we meet in person where I cook for everybody, and we just have a get together at the church and everything we eat. But we don't really, like, you know, discuss the book or anything like that. We just go over different lessons and things.
Now, don't say cook now, because I will drive.
Well, yes, ma'am. You're welcome to come. You're welcome to come, and I will introduce you to some incredible people in our group. And you know, but like I said, we're family, and you know, this is definitely something that I love. I would love for people to really get into. Because I've already had some people to tell me, oh my gosh, they said this is exactly what's needed today. Excellent book. Oh my gosh, excellent book. And I've had a few people to tell me that. So I really say that it is very important. It's not even about the book. It's about getting that understanding of where we're heading if we don't change.
Do you have any book tours scheduled or book signings?
No, I don't. I really don't. I had a book signing, and you know, I ordered a bunch of books and I started selling them, and you know, just so that people can, excuse me, so that people can actually you know, get in and start reading, and I was waiting, looking for some feedback, and I got some feedback, you know, and then, like I said, my son is running for Secretary of State, so I got to a point where I kind of went on the side and I'm helping him in a lot of areas. But then I said, okay, you know, it's time for me to get back to making sure that I'm helping people to get this book and really see how it's going to help them and help their lives.
Now, where can people buy your book? Tell people the title of your book and where they can purchase it.
All right. Well, here it is. It's on Amazon, and then he turned them over. When Truth is Traded, and then also the journal is on Amazon as well, and it's and then he turned them over, and the way that you could tell the difference is the writing on the book is in white, and the writing on the journal is in a light brown, a light tinted brown, and it says and it has journal underneath over where it has When Truth is Traded, it would have journal there, and it's realigning yourself. It's like your journey. Realigning yourself with God is going to be right there over my name. So, but it's on Amazon, and you know, and I would just say, hey, look, guys, it's not about anything else other than making sure that we're going to be ready when God says, okay, it's time to come home.
Now, if people are looking for a church home or just to come in and sit with you on Wednesday nights at church, particularly on your Zoom link, can you share that as well?
Yeah, I don't have the Zoom link. My wife sends it out, but I would definitely be able to have her attach it or whatever. And the thing that we do, like on at church, we meet on Sundays at 10 at Bridgepoint Church in Marietta, Georgia, 285 Victory Drive, and it's you know, right there in Marietta. And we have probably the most loving people. And I've been going to church for years. I mean, people, I've been knowing them for well over 20 years. And it is really one of those things where, you know, hey, man, look, that's my family right there. You know, that's my sis. Yeah, you know, that's mom's right there, you know. Yeah. And that's the kind of relationships that I've developed. And my kids were born in that church. And so now, you know, my youngest, you know, he's 25. And so and he calls them uncle and aunt, and tea and everything. So so that's the kind of atmosphere that it is, and for people to come and worship, and let them just come and worship and see. And I'm telling you, it's a great experience. Great experience.
Well, then we can post the link.
Okay.
On this show, because we'll keep it running for a little while. So we'll post the link for your Zoom if you're able to get it to Angee.
Yes.
And also, actually, there it is.
That's my wife there. Yeah, she on it. Yeah.
See, wives always come through.
Yeah, that's my girl there. Yeah, that's my girl there. Yeah, she is definitely.
So there it is, everybody. We can join him on Wednesday nights at 7:30 via Zoom. So, because I would just love to get on part of your lessons myself.
All right. Awesome.
I have I spent many years in Atlanta, 27 years actually, and then I came home to Charlotte, and I struggled because I could not find churches that were equivalent to my church in Atlanta. I was a member of with Dale Bronner.
Okay. Yeah, I know Brian. Yes.
And he's a great teacher.
Yes.
Not even of the word, but just in life in general.
Yeah.
And I just have not been able to find that here. And and my mom was telling me before she passed away, you're just getting in those churches and you're judging. You're judging and you're comparing them. So you don't know if they're a good preacher or not.
Yeah.
And I had to admit she was telling the truth.
So yeah. Well,
I still had to log in, down as if I'm still there. Because I just haven't found those type of teachings here.
Yeah. It is real important to be righteous and not religious in your teaching.
Yeah.
Understand that we're all in different places. We're not all. We have to bring it together. The only way to bring it together is through our humanity. If we can't do that, then we're excluding somebody out.
Yes.
And I don't want to exclude anybody. Everybody is welcome together. I've taught children's classes before. I've taught elderly people before. I've taught people I'm able to just go and meet people where they are, but the basis is humanity.
Yes.
Period.
Yes, it is.
Once you get to that humanity part and you get that on straight, there's nobody that you can't talk to. There's nobody you shouldn't be able to talk to.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
Mr. Consonery, thank you so much for spending Sunday with me. And and too bad Angee didn't get to come along. She didn't need to anyway. I sat in for Angee from the B, and so now I got to meet with you, and she didn't.
Yeah, me and Angee, we go back some years. I've been knowing Angee for a long time, and she's a great lady, absolutely fantastic sister. And I've been knowing her sons since they were babies, and her husband, and I'm telling you, it's just people like that. When you make an impact on one another, we never go away. We're still always connected, and that's the thing that this humanity that I'm talking about. It's just so powerful, and I just want everybody to get an understanding about that.
Well, thank you for teaching me. You taught me a lot today too.
I appreciate you.
We got to have you back for a part 2.
Yes,
because I feel like we got so much more, particularly after I read. So I'm going to have a lot of questions.
Yes, and I need you. And see, I wanted to get the book to you before the interview so that you could ask me all the questions. You can go through there because I'm sitting there waiting. I'm like, okay, I'm waiting, but definitely get the book, read it. It's not a lot. We blow $20-$30 all over the place, and these things food. Absolutely.
Yes.
And we benefit. This thing is going to be. My prayer is that it's revolutionary in where all people, even people who are not Christians, look beyond that and say, man, you know what? That's what I'm talking about. I need to get back to having a relationship with God because He talked to me on my level. He talked to me where I was. He wasn't trying to get me to pull me to this other point. He reached me where I was.
All right. Mr. Consonery, thank you once again for coming on the Real Level Up. Again, I'm going to encourage everybody to go on Amazon.com and and then he turned them over When the Truth is Traded by Adrian Consonery Sr. Make sure you put the senior on there.
Yes, and the journal. There's 2 books. And the journal. Yes.
And the journal.
Yeah.
I'm going to get it. I'm definitely going to get it.
Okay. Well,
I know I need it. I'm not even going to deny and pretend. I need it.
Hey, I wrote it and I need it. So hey. So yeah.
Thank you once again and have a good week.
Thank you, Miss Howell. You do the same.
All right, Level Up Nation. We're out of here till next Sunday at 3:00. Thank you for joining us. The Real Level Up. I'm Kimberly Howell with CHH with Kim and Berty.
All right. Bye-bye.
This gonna be a fun song. Creating me a clean heart and renew the right spirit within me. Creating me a clean heart and renew the right spirit within me. Purge me, Lord, and I shall be clean. Wash me, oh God, and I'll be whiter than snow. Cast me not away from thy presence, and please don't take thy spirit from me. Oh, creating me a clean heart, and renew the right spirit within me. Creating me a clean heart, and renew the right spirit within me. Cast me not away from thy presence, and please don't take thy spirit from me. Oh, restore unto me the joy of my salvation, and uphold me with thy spirit. Clean heart and renew the right spirit within me. Yeah. Creating me a clean heart and renew the right spirit within me. I said, move in me, 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 creating me, creating me, move in me, move in me, move how you want to move in me, do what you want to do, creating me, creating me.
my people at the barbecues, backyard parties. It's your boy Tony D on the radio. You know what time it is. Let's go.
Hi, I'm Pat Nash, and I want to speak to you a little bit about dreams, about hope, about maybe giving up or wondering why you haven't moved forward. Someone asked me, how did you get here to be a relationship coach? It actually came out of a need for myself and what I observed looking around after I asked myself a couple of questions. Why was I not doing the things that I wanted to do? Why had I gone through divorce? I realized I was not the only one. You see, there's a lot of us who stopped hoping, who stopped dreaming, who stopped chasing our dreams or going after our dreams because we don't have to chase anything. When we look internally and figure out what it is that's holding us back, the sky's the limit and you don't have to chase anything. You attract it.